are problems because of test data itself. Primarily because you work in QA environment, you work in staging environment, you work in pre-prod or prod or integration, right? Whatever you call it, or UAT. These are your typical naming conventions for your environments. Data can differ from one environment to another. There is no use case that it will be same or overlapping. So your scripts will totally depend on your data that you're creating, right? Your assertions on the scripts can fail depending on the environment that you are going to run or not. The data set which is virtualized for you will also matter if it can handle or not, right? These will be your typical data related problems that you will face if you are thinking just from a testing perspective, when you are thinking of how to automate, how to run all right. So battling through environment itself is a problem, but managing that data itself is a large problem for us to solve in any company or in any role, right? Because that's where if the data is not consistent, chances are my 30 to 50% of test cases can fail there itself. If I have to reduce it, maybe we should be looking at production replicas, right? Again, I'm not sure if you have heard these conversations, if you've been part of such conversations, where during a time of rollout or releases, there is a usual ask from your SRE or DevOps that take it down from production and put it on a pre-production database or staging database so that we can assert and check the users and everything around it, right? That's a solution to your problems when you tackle the data related failures, right? Another is masking of data set itself when you're working with prod replicas. Specifically the GDPR compliance and certain other EU compliance which are there, right? So the personal identifier or identifiable information that we store, right? That has to be masked or encrypted in general. We can't be storing it as it is with simple encoding in our databases because that will be too easy to decode. So considering these all skill sets or sorry, these all problem sets, we have to think of masking also, because if we are making a replica from production to, let's say, pre-production or QA or whatever, the masking aspect will not be solved. So when you create your own data, you might associate it with something like automation, something like QA, something like underscore test in terms of emails and numbers, right? You can hard code your numbers also at times where you can use, let's say, certain sequences of 919191 or 0 1 2 3 4 5 6, which will not be exposed to the outer world since it's a control environment. But you can do all of this. But when you work with prod replicas, masking becomes a problem that you have to solve for. So you need to be creating your own data set. Let's say if I have to work with I know that it will be an encrypted key of 16 odd characters. So I will use algorithms that can create these keys and make an entry in the database, because eventually it's about reading from database directly, right? Whatever fields we want plus extra fields that are part of it, right? So that's what you should be